What y'all talking about when I was upstairs? How men don't listen and they don't never.
Absolutely not. We were talking about how wonderful you were
Oh,
and how you went to go,
get the wine.
get the wine, the socks, the wedding ring.
Okay.
And that you're just attentive and you actually listen.
Okay, I got a question. First question out the gate. Do you think men listen? This is a real question. Do you think men listen? And I'm gonna ask it loaded too. Do you think men listen, or do you think women don't communicate clearly?
Oh, that's good.
What you think?
Would you like to go first?
No, go ahead.
I'm just gonna jump in there. I'm a terrible communicator. So maybe it's not that my man is not listening. It's just I'm a terrible communicator. I don't know how to really communicate properly.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Now y'all got me thinking. Look, I'm like, oh, I gotta do some research on this later. Because I can communicate with my siblings or my best friend, but when it comes to like a romantic relationship, I'm not a good communicator. I think I'm like kind of afraid of like what comes after.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. I've gotten better at communicating. I've been taught how to communicate because as a single woman, when I was single, I don't think it mattered that much to me on how the other person felt that I needed to communicate to them. Maybe because of how they directed it or how they asked for it was in a negative way or in a negative situation, but I didn't learn how to communicate until Ty really express my feelings the right way to where it's understood.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's a combination of the two, like men not listening and bad communication. But I think a lot of the times when men are listening, because I feel like men do listen, but we listen real practical, real logical. And sometimes y'all will say something passive aggressively or with your emotions. You'll say one thing, but you mean another thing. And guys literally take what you say and run with that. So it'd be like, that's not what I said, but that is exactly what you said. Tell me what you meant though. And I think that's the next step with when it comes to communication from women to men that they don't go to, because men don't get hung up on like, I'm just listening to what you said. You told me this. I'm listening to it. That's what you told me you wanted to do. And then the women would be like, well, that's not what I said. And then it become an argument between what you said or what you meant. And the guy's like, this is exactly what you told me. And then it ends up coming out that that's what they said, but that's not what they meant.
I think we also have as women, we be like, we'll tell a guy exactly what we want. And then he'll do exactly what we said we wanted. And then we be like, you only doing that because I said it.
Yeah. That's the craziest shit in the world. Like, ain't that what you wanted me to do? Like,
but I shouldn't have had to tell you to do that.
But we had when we first got together, we used to have real debates and arguments because Angel would be like, I feel like a guy should know. Like, how don't you know that? And I'd be trying to explain to her, like, niggas is dumb. Like, men are dumb. Let me say it the proper way so it go viral. Men are stupid. Like, you have to teach them what makes sense and what's logical on your end, because men don't understand certain things that you should think they should know.
Right.
Like, oh, you should know not to be talking about that type of stuff in front of me and your friends. And the guy's like, well, we're best friends. I feel like you my best friend too. So I can talk about what I talk about in front of them. I can talk about it in front of you. And then women like, no, that's not. That's disrespectful to me. You make me feel some type of way. Yeah. But it's like a guy does not know that.
Right.
I think it took me to repeat that to myself, because Ty used to be like, men are dumb. Men are dumb. He was like, babe, I don't know. Like, I really just don't know. So then it'll be instances to where we sitting down watching TV, and he'll be like, see, that man really don't know. Men don't know. Like, we don't be thinking about none of that shit.
Yeah.
So it took all of that for me, and then in my head, I'd be like, Ty, men are dumb. He'd be like, I've been trying to tell you that. So I always kind of just give grace. I'd be trying to give the men the grace, because that's what I'd be trying to tell my homegirls. I'd be like, girl, he did not, he wasn't even thinking about that. I had to play devil's advocate sometimes with them, because we be thinking like, no, you should know that when you come over here, you got to bring this and bring me flowers and do this. No,
Yeah.
some of them don't know.
I like that, Angel. Like you said, we have to give people grace because we all have selective hearing. Let's just be honest.
That's a fact.
Male or female.
That's a fact.
We listen to what we want to listen to. So I'm going to give people grace. And I'm going to remind you a couple times, but after the 10th time, men are dumb.
Yeah, dumb.
Men are dumb.
Yeah, with men, you can't leave nothing up to interpretation. Like, you have to be clear. You can't, like, well, they'll figure it out, or I'm giving these signs. They should pick it up. Like, niggas will see signs, but until you say no or yes, it's not that. Like, let's say if you got a dude that you done friend zoned, right? And you done friend zoned the shit out of him for years. But you still nice to him, you still talk to him, y'all still go out from time to time, have drinks and shit, but this nigga is going to hang on for dear life until you say, hey, this will never ever happen. If it's literally the dough crack, I'm talking about inch, nigga feel like he got the opportunity. If he just get that one opportunity to bust the dough down.
So you have to verbally express that because I'm always thinking like we just said, you should know.
No,
You should
verbally.
know it's no chance.
Verbally.
Sir,
Read the room.
it's not happening. But I guess you have to verbally express that, like, no.
Yeah, to men, because we feel like we're conquerors. So we feel like if we have a chance, an opportunity of any percentage, like, we can win over something. Like, because every man feel like they that dude. So if everybody feel like that, if they just get one opportunity, like, man, if we just get drunk one night, and I guarantee you she fall. Like, it's like that one little sliver. But women think because I've been friend zoning this nigga for 5 years, like, he'll never try me. Like, he already knows. Like, no, he's literally waiting. Like a dog.
Waiting on that moment.
Like a dog underneath the table waiting for you to drop some shit. You don't even feed your dog.
I don't even got a dog.
Going back to the initial question, I also feel like men don't listen as well. Like, on the opposite side, I feel like you can be we as women, I feel like we be transparent sometimes to the point to where we're tired of communicating the same things over and over, and I feel like sometimes on the other end that men just don't get it. Like, they don't want to listen, or they don't want to understand.
No, I don't agree with that, because a man's whole thing is not having confusion. So if no, like
A logical man.
I mean, it's a man in general. So it's either one or two things. It's either A, I'm doing what I want to do, and you're making it. You have the resistance is down. Like, you might be upset about it, or you keep on repeating yourself, but kind of like how their mama do. Like, you need to clean this room up. You need to clean this room up, or you're gonna be on punishment. But they never put them on punishment. So it's like my path of resistance is still light, because you can say whatever you wanted to say, and I'm still gonna do what I want to do. So that's probably what you're saying when you're saying men don't listen. If there's no consequence, a man is never gonna listen.
Oh, that's it right there.
Because that's how you raise.
Right at the same time.
Yeah, if there's no consequence, you ain't gonna never listen. But because men don't want consequences, so if you put consequences in front of them from what they're not listening to, they'll start listening, because they want. Well, we want no resistance. We want water. We don't want to be every day getting into it about the same thing every day. You know what I'm saying? And having to deal with that type of shit. But I think the dudes that don't listen is the ones that don't have no repercussions for them not listening.
I agree.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not about to come in the house and argue with you every day about the same thing. I'm just going to either move on, or I'm going to straighten what I'm doing so I don't have to deal with this same argument every day.
I mean, you put it so good that we just forget about the men that are okay with that are okay with arguing every day. Like, there is those type of people out there, because we've been so far removed from the toxic situations and the toxic ways. I think we still forget that there are people out there that will argue you down, men and women, like, and will do it every day.
Every day. Like, it's like they look forward to it. It's like, I can't argue with you.
Yeah.
Okay, argue with you.
I swear this was playing in my head. But
You
no.
mad?
You want to argue?
You want to argue?
Like, dang, the sun ain't even all the way up. You want to argue?
Shit, no, Sirski.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel like women don't listen because y'all use y'all interpretation of how y'all do y'all feelings. Y'all will say one thing and mean another, and y'all think that's what men do. But men mean what they say, and y'all be taking it as something totally different than what they said. Like, I don't want to eat here. So you just made to tell me that you just don't want to do what I want to do. No, I didn't say that. I do not want to eat here. I don't like the food. I don't want to go there.
Right.
So anytime I want to do something, you just don't want to do it. Like, what the fuck? I'm telling you exactly what I'm saying. I do not want to eat there. It has nothing to do with you. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing that's happened today. But women don't listen to that. They want it to be about them, especially if they a brat or they've been a queen or they've been spoiled their whole life. They want to make it about them when it's
Right.
not even about you. Like, I come in the house and be upset about something else, you know what I'm saying, as a man, and you be like, what did I do? Did I do something? I know you mad about something. What you doing outside? Like, I know you was messing with somebody. Like bro, like my friend died from years ago. I'm really just dealing with it, or you know what I'm saying, I'm really dealing with my financial issues. I'm dealing with this, and you think that it's about you, and you're not even trying to console me. You trying to make me feel bad for some shit that I didn't even fucking do.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta give people grace.
Gotta
Give people grace.
for today.
Y'all gotta listen.
Give people
Women
grace.
gotta listen. Nah, women gotta
Yeah, we gotta
listen.
listen.
Yeah.
I feel like we are emotional. I mean, obviously we're emotional creatures, and a lot of like logic that guys spit to us, we're gonna tell you how we feel about what you said or what you did. Yes, but he's trying to be logical about it, and we just like. But I also feel like, as far as us having an understanding that men are logical, I think men need to understand that we're emotional. So when you are dealing with, because if you're a man dealing with a woman, you're gonna be dealing with emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be dealing with emotional women. So is it just because we're opposites doesn't mean that her feelings are invalid or that your points are invalid? No, it just means that you need to figure out a way to work between and understand and how to be able to conform and console those feelings of a woman with also, regards to whatever logic you're trying to express to her. So I just feel like as opposites, what I learned is a long time ago is that we are not the same. And I just kept replaying that in my head. Like men and women are just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not the same.
People don't understand that. That's like one thing that people will say and don't understand. Because
Yeah.
they'll say that in one breath, and then they'll literally be like, "Well, I don't see why you don't." Because I'm not even thinking like you,
Yeah, we two different people.
right?
Two
Or
different thought
even with a
process.
guy, like I don't see how you can't. Like we in the club and you ain't worried about what's going on you ain't worried about what's going on at the door, or you see this nigga over here with a strap, and you see like I'm not. As a woman, you're not paying attention to none of that shit.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you literally trying to be in your own bubble because it's too much going on. We the person supposed to be able to observe everything that's going on and see what's going on and be able to relay it to you. And vice versa, y'all supposed to be able to feel everything going on and be able to relay that to us. Like, oh no, some weird shit going on. Oh no, that girl that was talking, oh no, she gave me a weird ass. That's supposed to be what y'all job is.
Right.
We see the shit, y'all confirm the shit. You see what I'm saying?
We
Like,
feel it. Yeah. I think once people understand that men and women are different, what they say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Yeah.
I think that's
an old
real.
saying. I think that's very.
no, I think that's real in real life.
You think you from Mars?
Yeah,
You a Martian?
I'm definitely a Martian. I'm for sure not from here.
You know?
Yeah, rest of y'all earth ass niggas.
Okay, Earth,
Damn
Earth
earthlings.
is very ghetto. Very ghetto here.
It's time to go home.
Earth is ghetto.
Phone home.
Phone home. All right, we can get into your question. That was my pop up. Feel me?
I like that. I like it.
Pop
I like
out.
it. I hope you got another one. All right.
I'm sure I do. We can do this for days. That's why it's things we ask friends. What about you, Brittany? You think dudes don't listen?
Some men don't listen. I feel like men that are not mature. Well, I won't even say that because that's just kind of like
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
throwing,
though.
the bucket at everyone, because it's different levels of maturity. So I think you have to be at a certain level of maturity to really listen. And, your woman's talking to you about something, you have to not only listen, you have to comprehend, you have to understand. Because you can listen,
Yeah.
but do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's the thing for me. I say 50-50. I won't say all men don't listen. Say it's a good 50-50.
Yeah. I think y'all said some real shit about the understand and comprehend. And I think a lot of men, I feel like a lot of good men take this step to comprehend and understand, but I feel like a lot of good men, and I'm in this boat, I feel like we go to the next level of what a man is to problem solve. And majority of the fucking time, y'all don't want y'all problem solved unless it has something to do with us. Like if we're in a relationship and you tell me something about me, okay, then you want a problem solved. But if we're in a relationship and you telling me something about the outside world that's bothering you, you literally just want me to fucking listen.
Not fix it. Not try to fix
Not
it.
fix it. And that's what dudes
Yeah.
do. We try to fix it. Like, you need to stop being friends with that bitch then. Fuck her.
Like,
That's not what I'm saying. That's been my friend my entire life. It's
Right,
just,
honestly.
just had a moment right now. I'm just trying to tell you what's going on, type shit. But men will take, especially good men, they always trying to save the day. And we'll take that stance of being like, well, you don't need to do that no more. Or fuck that job or whatever. Like, we'll go there with it.
Yeah.
Instead of just listening to me.
Taking it as
damn,
like a vent.
I understand.
I was just going to say that. So would you prefer just to be able to vent, or do you want some advice and some feedback?
Like you said, it just depends on. For me, it just depends on what the topic is.
Let's say you and your best friend had a little argument, tiny argument, not like a friendship ending argument, and you're just telling him about it. You want him to just listen and be like, okay, yeah. Or you want him to kind of give you his thoughts and be like, well, let me tell you how I really feel about her.
I'm gonna tell you the proper way, and I think Ty is learned this too. I feel like if I'm giving you something, like, we don't know, right? Let's say that there's fire and there's smoke in the house. We don't know if there's a fire, or we don't know if something just burnt. So we gotta go check. So while I'm giving you this information, or while I'm spewing out, I just need you to check. Okay, let me ask you some questions. So how do you feel about it? Okay, so what do you think you should do about it? You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I think he'll be able to grasp what I'm feeling enough to be able to insert himself, whether he needs to insert himself or not. But if he asks me what I'm feeling about it, I don't know. I'm just tired of her just saying this or whatever. I don't know. It's just whatever. I love the bitch, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then he know,
I'll be like,
okay.
that's your friend. That's your friend.
Well, you know your friend.
Well, that's
You know
your
what I'm
friend.
saying?
You know how your friend is.
But if I be like, I don't even know if I want to, like, if he say, well, how you feel about it? How do you want to, handle it? Well, I just don't know if I can ever speak to her again, or if I even just want to go over there. Then that kind of just opens up the door for him to give his advice on things. So I think you just read the room and check with questions. Like, ask me questions to see where I'm at in the situation.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read the room. Like, I'm gonna read the room when it comes to questions like that, because as a husband, I should say, like, you have a different disposition. I feel like a boyfriend you do too, but as a husband, like, you're protected. Like, we're family, so I'm holding you just as accountable as I'm holding your friend. So I'm really listening to hear the whole entire story, and I want you to tell me twice so I can be like, so what happened? Like, and I'm just gonna be objective about the situation. If I know that it's not emotionally charging you, if it's emotionally charging you, I'm not gonna be objective. I'm gonna be on your side. But if you kind of objective too, like, it was just whatever, blah blah, I'm gonna be on that same side with you. Like, well, yeah, you did say some wild shit. That was something. It would have made me feel like I'm gonna be objective and really answer as a friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and not try to solve the problem, because there ain't no problem. It's just the ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
What would you want?
I would want, you really summed it up, because at first I'm thinking, like, I just want you to just listen, but then no, you don't want somebody to be silent and it's like, hello, are you listening? So I do think I would want for my partner to check. And like you said, if it's something that I should give my opinion on, then give it to me. Let me Let me know if I'm wrong. Right is right, wrong's wrong. Be fair. Just let me know how you feel about the situation. And then I think that will bring some clarity for me, you know, and I can know how to approach my friend or whomever the.
Do you do that like with your male companions? Like if he's venting about something, are you quick to try to fix it, or you're more so like just a listener?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm like a yes man. I'm like, he did what? Oh hell no!
We need to whoop
Cut him off. So I'm like I'm on your side, and hearing Ty go over, I'm like, okay, yeah, you can't just be on their side because you're on their side. But that's usually the person I am. Now, obviously, if you're 100% wrong, I'm like, well, babe, I don't know, you kind of overreacted or whatever the situation is. But typically, I'm the little cheerleader on the side, like.
Man, you said some real shit there, because I feel like, so look at the other side, like how women handle men's issues. I feel like, especially as a black man, I feel like women always try to talk us off the ledge. And even though it's kind of like the same place of us, we trying to problem solve, it's like y'all trying to calm us down instead of letting us validating our emotions. Because when we upset like that, it's an emotional point, right? So meaning it's something that's important to us. But what women try to do is calm down, it's not that serious, calm down, why don't you know why you so upset? Like, it'll be literally condescension to like a person's real feelings. And it's like, it makes it so a man has animosity towards you when it comes to real feelings. Because when you try to explain to them your problems, they're like, I'm just handling the way, you just calm down, it ain't that big of a deal. Like, and when you flip it and you look at it that way, you like, damn, women do that to men.
Honestly, that's one thing I don't do, because like we've said a couple times, your emotions are valid, your feelings are valid. You know, you need to feel that. And I don't ever try to take away and tell somebody they're overreacting. I mean, sometimes you can be overreacting, but typically just let people get it off and then, you know, have a moment to process it. I've also realized a lot of the times when you're in the midst of something like a big powwow, just take a minute. Don't even respond. Don't say anything. Just give it a minute, think about it, process it, then come back later. Because if you respond or give your opinion right then in that moment, it could be the wrong one, and then just like that, now it's like a spiral of things.
Shit went left.
Yeah, shit went left.
That immediate decision could cost your life or somebody else's life.
Exactly.
And we've seen it done many, many times again in our communities, just by people expressing that type of emotion or having that emotion in that moment and just jeopardizing lives in the process. Like, I mean, we can go deep with that. But
Yeah, because
Yeah, I ain't talking about the verge of killing nobody. I'm just talking about like when men are upset, say the same way a woman is upset. And sometimes men just want to vent too. You know what I'm saying? Like shit going wrong at work, or you just been feeling played, or something happened.
Yeah.
Like men just want to get that shit off their chest too, especially with the person that's closest to them, because they're not saying it to nobody else but themselves. And when a man stops doing that, that's when it becomes, he has built up animosity. He has emotions that he's not dealing with, so it becomes like a ticking time bomb. Like the moment he do express it, it's everything that's happened to him in the last 90 days all at once. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't feel like he can express himself. So I think that women just need to make it a safe place for men to express themselves and not do condescending or things that make them feel as if their feelings not valid. Like, it's almost like how the trauma of men growing up, like, don't cry, you'll be all right, don't worry about it. Or you might fucking fall and bust your head, got brain damage, and you'll be all right, you a boy. Like,
stop crying, get up. I'm like, damn, I have a concussion.
Yeah, like everybody just like they don't validate your feelings coming up your whole life. So then it's like, as a man, once you get to like that pinch point, that late 20s, early 30s, is like it all starts to catch up to you because your emotions, you've been handling it this way the whole time, but then shit get thicker in your life and you can't handle everything like that.
Right.
You can handle little shit like middle school, like, oh, I ain't got no money for my rent, or oh, we can't go out today. But when it comes to like real problems, you have to like be able to let that shit out.
So would you guys agree that it could be looked at as like therapy, like you treat it like a therapy session?
Facts.
Let that person come in, sit down, unwind, relax, get it off, and you're just listening. You know, and then at the right moment you step in and you problem solve. See, I'm listening. I heard you. I heard you
You
earlier.
might not even
Facts.
do it. You might not even do the problem solving in the same setting. It depends on how. Like if Ty come in and he pissed about something, I'm gonna let him get that off. Like
Yeah.
I've learned to let him get that off. I wasn't perfect at that, but I've learned to let him get that off. And even though there are things that I kind of want to say or insert myself or things like that, I'll just wait. And I've learned that's the best way to handle him. You know what I mean? And then later on, maybe when he's calmed down or when it's not like the topic of discussion or anything like that, I'll come back and be like, you know, so how do you feel about this? And then I'll start like just asking those type of questions and bring it back up to, and then most of the time he's like, man, I know I was pissed off, and I know he gonna say it before I even say it. So he be like, I know I was pissed off. I came in here, I shouldn't have came in here with that energy because that came from the outside. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. So most of the time he gonna say it what I was thinking anyway.
Right.
But in that moment, sometimes it's just not even the best time to even try to be the therapist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Y'all
just-
letting us get it off though. We're the problem solvers, so we're not unloading our problems on you for you to have the answer. Even though you may have the answer, but we letting it off so we can get to the answer. Because a lot of times, like when you just be silent, like when a woman just be silent, like a nigga come in like a wrecking ball, be talking
talk to
shit.
yourself.
You really talking to yourself, talking to yourself through, like, fuck, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Like then you keep on like spinning yourself, and then the person allowing you to talk and say how you feel, you literally coming up with the right answers. And then usually how she does it, she starts inserting herself once I start getting on the constructive path when I'm speaking to myself. Like maybe I just need to do this, or maybe I just need to. I gotta figure this out because this X, Y, and Z, and then that's when she started like exactly yeah, because you do like doing that, or yeah, you do be doing like she start inserting herself as rolling out of the fucking emotion because the emotion comes is just
It's like double dutch. You gotta know when to jump in.
Yeah, I had to learn that though. You know what? It's not even that I had to learn that. I had to learn to deal with my person. You know what I'm saying? So everybody doesn't. This is not like a foolproof type of thing to where it fits
Facts.
to where it fits everybody's situation. So you know, you just have to figure out what works for your situation and for your spouse or for your mate. Just have to figure out what works for them and what benefits them. And I feel like the best way to do that is by understanding that person when they're not in that space.
Right.
You know, me and Ty used to have on Sundays we used to have our Sunday talks or whatever. We made it a point because at this point I think I was going through a little bit of depression, and then he was, you know, working and stuff, and just shit was just, we was just spatting back and forth for no reason. So we came to like, okay, on Sundays this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna name 3 things that I could have worked on this week. Well, 3 things that I did great this week, and then 3 things that I could have worked on this week or would have made you feel better. You know what I'm saying? And we started communicating. That starts communication. And then you start understanding like, well, you could have done this a little bit better. When I was saying this, when I was emotional when I came in, I just really wanted you to listen. And that's how you come to those type of talks to where you really just understanding that the person that you with.
facts.
Right.
Facts.
I like that. The weekly check-ins.
The weekly
Yeah.
check-ins.
That was some good shit.
Yeah.
That's some good shit. Man, I just feel like y'all gotta learn y'all woman. I think a lot of y'all be painting a picture of somebody that you're not even with. Or wanting somebody to be somebody that you're not even with.
Right.
And not being honest with yourself and real enough to either move on or accept the person that you with. And relationships is not for fucking boys. It's not for people who don't want to be honest with themselves first of all, and then be honest with who they with. So if you in this game and you don't want to do those two things, you probably should just play a different type of game than, you know what I'm saying, that.
I agree. All right, y'all. Now let's get to some stuff. Okay? I mean, we just got into some stuff. We're about to get into some more stuff.
Okay, yeah, let's
Okay,
liven
put this down.
let's liven this thing up.
Yeah, let's
What the hell we talking
let's
about?
talk. Okay, so we got somebody from Cincinnati. This is Jasmine from Cincinnati. She has a really good question. She said, should I feel guilty for Jasmine from Cincinnati? Hey, girl. Should I feel guilty for sleeping with a guy on the first night? We are still dating, but I'm tricking myself into thinking it matters because all I do is think about it. And I think about it so much that I think it's sabotaging my relationship with him.
So the question is, should she have slept with him the first night, although things are still going good and going strong?
She says that she thinks she's sabotaging what they may have because I guess she's probably never done that.
In her head about it?
Yeah, she's in her head about it.
I think she needs to get out her head.
Yeah, definitely to get out of her head.
if things are going good, he didn't ghost you the next day. You know, it's not like he switched up on you. Like,
Sounds
But I
like
think-
love at first sight to me.
Right.
I feel like society gives puts negative connotation on those type of things, for whatever reason. But I think that's where she is. Like maybe she's around somebody or her family feels a certain type of way. People raised, and around different things. So I'm assuming that maybe somebody that's important to her has talked about this before and probably name called to specific people, or she's just around people who just don't get it, and now it's just messing with her psyche.
Back to the sleeping with somebody on the first night. For those of y'all who don't know, the first night me and Angel hung out, we slept together. We've been together for over 7 years. We've been married over 6 years, and I think we've only not been around each other maybe, I would say, total a week and a half.
Probably a week and a half.
That's the most of days that we haven't seen each other. I think like a week and a half.
Not at one time.
And it's not at one time. It's been literally like a week and a half, 10 days that we've been apart since we've been together. And if you gonna have a one night stand, just make sure that you being yourself. Not a one night stand, but if you're having sex on the first night with somebody and you end up falling in love with them, do what I did. Poke holes. I poked so many holes because you do be having that thought in your head like, damn, am I just like drunk off sex? Like, am I sex drunk? Am I just in love because we had good sex? So it's like I just poked holes in everything. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm looking at what your family. I'm looking at how you treat me. Everything is under a microscope. Like, because we had sex on the first night, but she was passing all the shit with flying colors. And it wasn't necessarily because we had sex on the first night. It's because we jumped into a relationship after the sex the first night so fast. So it was like, we already here. So now I gotta try to poke as many holes to see if thing's gonna still stay afloat. And that shit jumped off the water.
How quick did you guys get in the relationship?
The first night. No.
We go together real bad.
We go together.
Real bad.
We go together right now. No, literally, like, probably like what?
It was 2 weeks.
I was gonna
2
say,
weeks?
it's given 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks.
Yeah, like 2
I mean,
weeks.
it was
Where
2
we?
weeks.
It was 2 weeks. Where
We confirmed.
we officially said something. That's what I was about to say. It was confirmed after 2 weeks, but it was like a thing. The first night.
How long after that, I Love You came in the picture? A month and a half.
It might have been a month. And a half.
Let's like guess it. Let's like guess it.
Let me
Come on
see.
now. Okay.
I'm good at dates. I'm good at dates. It might have been Halloween was October. We got together in August, so we had the whole month of September.
We moved together September 30th.
I think before Halloween we were saying I love you for sure.
Okay, 2 months.
Yeah. Before Halloween, because we was a couple on Halloween. We was Batman and,
I think
Catwoman.
I think no.
What?
I think we said I love you before when we moved into our apartment.
What is what?
September 30th.
So a month and a half.
Yeah.
A month and a half.
Yeah.
Another point for me.
Yeah. 1 point for Brittany.
Facts, another month. But our shit is different though, because I feel like we can speak to the fact of when you sleep with somebody on the first night, that shit does not matter.
No.
Because we slept together on the first night. We moved in together within 3 weeks. 2 weeks. 3 weeks. I was staying with her for 3 weeks, and then we moved in together after less than 2 months. And then my brother moved with us, and then my mom came and moved with us. Literally, this all happened when we first got together within the first 5 months. So first 5 months, and then I proposed to Angel while my mom was living with us, because I feel like my mom being there fast tracked my love for her than confirmation. Because if my mama agrees with what I'm saying, I know I'm not fucking crazy. Like, I know if my mama like, yeah, she's a beautiful girl. She do this, she do that. She tell, I love how she treats you. And I'm like, me too. Like, it's confirmed. Like, a lot of the times you don't got the confirmation because people not in the intimate surroundings of your relationship. It's usually just you and your partner. And then they see y'all outside, but y'all don't really know how the relationship go. Like, I had people that was there, my brother and my mama, that was seeing how the relationship was going. So it was like, it's about time to pop the question.
Stamped.
It's definitely
Then he
stamped.
proposed in 7 months.
I love it.
But Jasmine,
Right.
girl, get out your head, baby. If he not saying nothing to you and y'all still dating and he don't feel like, forget the naysayers. I know this is probably coming from a deeper place than just your mind. I know something is bothering you about what you did, and it's making you feel a certain type of way because of what you did and you feel like you did to yourself. But you only did what you felt. You know what I'm saying? This is what you felt like you needed to do. This felt what you felt like you wanted to do. And just forget everything else and let it flow, because everything happens for a reason. This may be your particular person. This may be the person for you in your life, and you've done something that you may not have ever done before, and maybe you have had a one night stand, you just didn't keep seeing them, so now it's, you know what I'm saying, fucking up your head that now y'all gotta see each other again, you know what I'm saying? So it's just get out your head. If he's not tripping about it, and even if he was tripping about it, I mean, we all grown, we all have needs, we all have wants, and we do what we want to do. Just take ownership in what you want to do and keep it moving.
Yeah. Just let it flow.
How do you feel about her question?
One night
Just to
stand.
give a clear.
Well, the one night stand or the having
Not
sex on the
one night
first
stand,
night?
having sex on the first
Oh,
night.
first, yeah.
Okay. It's tricky. I think, energy doesn't lie. It's just about what type of vibe it is. Now, I don't know if it was a situation where hear me out, I'm not saying all the way left. Maybe she felt pressure. Maybe she felt like she had to. Not saying in an aggressive way, but
Right.
because something is, like we said, still eating at her to where she felt like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. Maybe
Right.
she was under a little bit of pressure.
Or alcohol.
Or alcohol. So that's probably why she's having a little bit of regrets. Because if the chemistry was sky high and the energy was there, she wouldn't be feeling like this. It's like, okay, I did what I did.
That's true.
And we still kicking it. What's the problem? So I think maybe it's something deeper.
Yeah.
It's a little piece to this that's missing. So I'm just kind of giving my answer based off of what was presented to us. I think she needs to just let it flow. It is what it is.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Maybe, she was inebriated in some type of way and woke up with regrets. But he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I still woke up with regrets.
Yeah, but I'm sure if they had sex on the first night, they've had sex since now.
I wouldn't be
If they
too
still
sure.
together, things are going good.
They still dating, but I wouldn't assume that, no. Especially if she's having this in the back of her
know what type
head.
nigga this is.
Because sometimes this is women that's got the 3-month rule. And maybe if she was inebriated, maybe you know, she's still following those type of
She
rules.
don't want to make him think that it's
Like it's gonna, like I'm
be
that girl.
easy like that. Yeah, that's one thing that I've experienced in my life, that it all depends on the person, because I'm sure a lot of women have broken their rules for me. So it's like,
How many, Ty?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I don't know, but
I don't know.
that's I feel like if you're that guy people know is a genuine person, then some rules will be bent for you. Like it's not, and I feel like that's why you didn't feel no type of way, us having sex on the first night, because we talked on the phone the day before, and I didn't come over on purpose because I already knew
He stood me up, y'all.
I already knew what time it was.
We need more wine. No,
She said,
Fill me up.
she asked me to come over, and I was like, no, I'm pretty irresistible after 12. And we ended up talking the whole night.
And I was like, that's exactly what I want. I
Yeah.
don't know what you think this is. I definitely called you after 12.
Yeah, but I wanted it to be, I don't know, I wanted to keep the ball in my court because I didn't have no leverage at the time. You had all the leverage. So it was like, okay. I gotta keep some of my leverage. So then we kicked it in, we talked the whole second night, basically 2 days in a row, talking all day. It was like, okay, the first time I was actually hanging out, she felt like she knew who I was. It didn't feel like you was sleeping with a stranger. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and if it goes that way, that's a different one night stand. First night having sex and somebody just literally meet somebody in the club. And you just talking to them, and then all of a sudden y'all go home and fuck, and then you wake up, and then like now y'all in a relationship. Like, who the fuck are you really?
Right.
Like, who are you? You kind of knew who I was before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my next question. We live in Atlanta. You live in the belly of the beast of this shit. Do y'all think outside is over sexualized? Because I feel like everything used to be sexy. But now I feel like everything is kind of like cringe, like raunchy, like, I don't know, like the mainstream outside. I feel like it's real cringe and raunchy.
What do you mean by over sexualized?
Like cringe and raunchy.
What do you mean by cringe and raunchy?
Y'all know what cringe mean?
I mean, I do, but what part of outside?
Cringe,
are we
like,
talking
so, like,
about?
okay, it used to be like, okay, so this is the app, the maturation of how it happened, right? Now people used to slow dance together, blah blah blah. Then you had Uncle Luke and everybody, dudes just be dancing with girls, be hunching and shit, right? And then you had the R&B shit where dudes be like, girls and dudes be in the club slow grinding together. Then you had like, okay, the music transformed to like, okay, now it's twerking music, like people still dancing and twerking and together. And then you got the TikTok revolution where people started dancing on their own, and then girls started dancing together, but like just dancing together. And then it moved into like dudes not dancing at all and girls like dancing on each other primarily. And now it's like girls being down there in the club fucking each other to music that's sounds like they fucking each other. Like I'm saying, like, how it's transitioned. Has it gone too far? Do we need to take some steps back? Or because I be feeling, I'm a dude and I feel uncomfortable sometimes in the club when girls be acting super extra. It be 6, 7 of them. They just going wild. And I'm like, what the fuck is y'all on?
Yeah. Well, I agree that it's gone too far. We kind of have gotten used to seeing it because we just scroll all day. We're like, oh, ass, oh, twerking, oh, pasties. Like, I do feel like it's too much. I don't want to be out. And this isn't, I'm not passing judgment. I'm just giving y'all my thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out in public with my children and somebody got on little itty bitty shorts or they got their nipples showing, or it's like, you're comfortable with that, but maybe some other people aren't. And it's just, there's no boundaries anymore. There's no boundaries. And I feel like we still should have a certain level of respect for others. I wouldn't wear certain things that I know children are going to be around. Like, I'm just not going to dress like that.
Right.
That's just me.
That's real. That's what I see. It's the settings for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people have always been doing these certain type of things. Like, even when it comes to all the different communities, I feel like people have always been doing these certain type of things. But there was a time and place for these things, but now it's like everything is blanketed with social media. Everybody think every single place is a time and place for that shit, and it's not. It's just, it makes women feel uncomfortable, it make men feel uncomfortable, it make parents feel uncomfortable. And I'm one for a good time. I mean, I love a bad body, but it's just something about the intent and the energy that's surrounding it. It's not like
It's not
a positive energy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not to just have a good time. It's more of like to be in a trance of a time. It's like, I don't know how to explain it.
I definitely feel like it's over sexualized. And once you step back and kind of just look and see like what people are doing and what's happening, especially with the music and the way that, like you said, social media, they put it in your fucking face so much that certain people become numb, or certain people, because what I see is when that's happening, the people around those type of people pull out their phones. And so I feel like people do it for the gram.
It magnifies
Do
it.
it for like, just so I can, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, just for that. And I feel like people are living in a, like, this other realm of virtual reality. And they forget that, you know, I like the era where we was actually dancing. Like, everybody. Like, the era of bottle popping and just standing on couches and twerking on couches and stuff like that, like, I hate that era.
Yeah.
I like the era when there wasn't no tables involved. I liked when everybody was just in there dancing, sweating,
Having a good time.
having a good
Nobody
old time.
haven't pulled out no phones.
Nobody
Like
pulled out no
we be in
phones.
the club and people just be like this.
Yeah.
Why you here? Oh, smoking a hookah.
Literally just sitting in the
Smoking a
section.
hookah
Literally
on the
just,
phone.
it's like, and you paid $200 to be here, or you didn't pay anything, but you got dressed, spent your time. I guarantee you paid for parking,
Yeah.
and you
No.
here on your phone. You could have did this shit at home.
It's the makeup. Like, you done beat your whole face to sit here and be on your phone, because that there is a such thing as a waste of makeup, waste of a face.
Yeah. Waste of a face, waste of an outfit.
Yes.
All that.
Man, for me, it just, I'm glad I'm out the game. Like, I'm glad I'm out the game, because I couldn't imagine like being 19 right now.
Oh, gosh.
19, trying to figure out what the fuck is next when it comes to it. If I'm a hopeless romantic and I want to be in love with somebody, and I look at this and I'm like, damn, what am I supposed to do?
But did our uncles and aunts say this about us?
Ooh.
Yeah,
our
that was right.
generation, yeah.
That was right.
To what degree?
Because it's been a perpetual looser and looser. They're like, I can't. Ooh, when y'all get grown, it's gonna be they right as fuck.
Yeah.
They was right as hell, because they wasn't talking about right now. They was talking about y'all gonna, well, when y'all get it. I hate to see what y'all kids gonna deal with, and they was.
That's that wisdom you're talking about.
Yeah.
That wisdom when you get older and you start knowing the purpose of life, and you live life. And this is what people be like, y'all better listen to y'all grandmothers, y'all better listen to y'all uncles and aunties. They know, because they lived it, the wisdom or whatever. But I feel like the world is changing, and you can call it evolving. I always say changing. I don't look at it as an evolving state, because evolving for me is all positivity, and it's not all positive. So I just say that it's changing. So with the communities, the everything, like the clubs, just everything is kind of just changing. But until you know like what your purpose is in life and stuff like that, and just being an adult, just what you need to know as far as being an adult, like some of that shit just do not matter no more. Like, and I think that's what our uncles and aunties was trying to explain to us, like what we was going through when we was 18 and 19 years old, and what we thought we knew. You know what I'm saying? It don't fucking matter.
It's just crazy out here that I be listening to the radio and they think it's better because they bleep the shit out, but it's even worse.
The the songs in
bleep-
general, or
Yeah,
the,
the bleeps
bleep
make
is
it
the
worse.
censoring, the
word.
censoring.
The censoring make it worse because I'm like, a kid is singing like a
Like I know a cuss word go there,
Right.
or I know something I'm not supposed to say go there.
and and like I said before, it's like the music it's always been this sector of music. Like you listening to Memphis rappers like 3 6 Mafia and LeChat, they always been rapping like this, but it wasn't mainstream.
Right.
It wasn't that was not going on BT. It might be on BT Uncut.
Right.
But it wasn't going on regular TV, regular radio waves because they couldn't play it because of how vulgar it was. Now it's the exact opposite. They don't play shit positive. It's all gotta be vulgar. Like it has to be.
That's because the younger generation runs the industry now because of TikTok and YouTube and all social media platforms, really. So they are, telling us what's hot and what's not. And that's like we was just talking about earlier, how the songs come back around and they be like, yeah, that's a TikTok song. Like, no, this is fucking mint condition. And this is like, what I'm saying?
I feel like the kids, I'm gonna get deep with this shit. I feel like the kids are the puppets that are being controlled by the executives, which are white men that run these music industries that are pushing this music into these other smaller industries, the TikToks, the Instagram Reels, and then allowing the kids to popularize it because they're the masses. And then us as adults, we got to catch up because this is what our commerce is at. So if they're playing it on TikTok and they're running this shit up, well, guess what we're going to play in the club? Same shit because they're running it up. This is what's going on. It's like, it's literally from the top because you have to get clearance to... The same way you can't get on and talk about LGBTQ and talk nothing about them is the same way that the clearance that you got to go through to put music on the same platform. So you can't tell me that they protecting them and not protecting us. It's a agenda.
Right.
So if that's happening, the kids is playing this music and it's perpetually just making it so everybody going into a lower vibration. Like it's getting to the point to where even traffic is different. Like driving in your car is different than it was 10 years ago. You had some people who had road rage and shit like that, but now it's like everybody got road rage, everybody driving crazy as hell, and you like, what is wrong with people? Like, how often do you find yourself saying that? I feel like when I say that. Do you be saying that?
I just said it on the way here. I'm literally driving, and this girl is behind me. She's like angry, and I'm like, what I even do? Like, I'm just driving, and she's like, go. And I'm like, where do you want me to go? Like, I'm driving, but I literally just said that, like, why are people so angry? And it's just like, what's going on?
It's a dark energy that's being perpetuated into our communities, and it's like, I said this the other day, and I was on one of the other podcasts when it was like daily affirmations. Like, you can't tell me that if you write in your journal and you write out these positive words and you listen to these positive daily affirmations, you listen to these positive sleep sounds and vibrations, that the opposite ain't true. You waking up in the morning, listen to this ratchet ass music, you getting on Instagram, reading these ratchet ass fights and blogs and all this shit, and then you literally listen to that music you can't tell me that it's not
chanting.
in the club chanting that music and saying that. You can't tell me that it's not affecting you in the inverse.
Right.
It's the same thing. And it's like, if we doing it as a beehive mentality, if they say, okay, as a mastermind group, if there's 10 of us here that want to make $1 million, it's going to happen way faster than if it's just one of us. So if it's 100 of us in a club saying the same shit, we bringing that energy times 100. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's an agenda to literally keep a certain type of people on a certain vibration because you can't open your mind up and see and pull the wool over your eyes type shit.
So what's next for us? This is our new norm. This is our new reality.
I feel like the bubble gonna pop.
I also feel like at some point the bubble's gonna pop. I feel like we got real close one time, but then COVID brought us back.
Back to the bubble. That's on the agenda. Like, let me release this little virus.
No, for real, because I just been seeing like TV shows. Like, we watched that shit, The Old Dads, the other day on Netflix. You watched that?
No, but
You should see it. You should watch it.
okay, I will. I'll check it out.
There's so many innuendos.
They
and
talking
so
shit about America, like talking shit about our culture. Like, somebody identifies as not being white because he's 3%. Whatever, Scandinavian or some shit. He's like, I don't identify as a white. I'm not white. Like, and just different. It was just talking about how people like the music or like shit. They clone Tyrone. There's different shit they putting out there to open your mind up to see like, okay, shit is. And people starting to get online and talk shit about certain groups of people, and it's like starting to not be so taboo. I think it's getting to the bubble where it's like, okay,
Something's gonna have to click, like in each individual, because I feel like the deeper we get into this whole social media bubble, it's just gonna get worse and worse. Everyone's desensitized. Like we said, over sexualized, no boundaries. I mean, you could scroll and see someone lying on the ground bleeding dead, and it's just like, oh, I just saw that yesterday.
And then and then in the
Man,
next
that's real.
row, you'll see somebody on Twitter like full off having sex, fucking like porn.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to go search for it no more.
it's right there.
Like your Twitter could be just full of it.
It's right, even when you're not looking for it, it's there. So I don't know. That's what worries me. I feel like that's gonna get worse and worse. Now it takes for each individual, certain levels of maturity to be like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm unfollowing all the blogs, all negativity, all the twerking, all the whatever. I'm unfollowing it and just focus on something that really matters.
Yeah. You can keep a little bit of twerk.
A little,
A little bit of ass. Just need a little ass.
I'm gonna go check Sexy Red page every now and then.
A little ass. I mean, I just wanna. I'm gonna go search for the page. I don't want to see it.
Right. No, y'all have nothing against twerking. I'm just saying it's just what we see every day. We're just so like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No biggie.
But yeah, that sounds like it's getting to our time. So it was great having you on the show today. We asked every guest on the show. We asked them the same question. So at the end, so what does the word friend mean to you?
Oh, the word friend means to me loyalty. Someone that's there for you, no judgment. That's big. That's why one of my strongest friendships with my best friend named Brittany. How ironic. We don't judge each other and we're loyal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might have a little hiccup, but we don't argue. We listen to each other. So I think friendship to me is just you have to be mindful to be the type of friend that you would want somebody to be to you.
Facts.
So
I agree.
Do you agree?
I do agree.
Tell me you agree.
I do agree.
Tell me again.
A whole lot of